Here is the Toastmasters Box Fan. This is fan number 4 from the 7 junk fans for $10 from last week. It's model 4437, draws 2.6 amps. There's no date. I couldn't find a date on it, but I want to say it's early 90s, 91 or 92, maybe. Here's the sticker. That says 2.1 amps. It says Toastmaster on the sticker, but it looks like a Macmillan motor to me. I'm almost positive. Even the sticker looks like a Macmillan sticker. It's just printed different. So this fan needed a couple of repairs, some maintenance, a whole lot of cleaning. I didn't realize how gross this fan was until I really got into it. So the motor was all packed full of spider egg sacs and white mold, along with your typical dust and other debris. So that was disgusting. There was kind of a thin layer of white mold on the inside of the cabinet, all over the blade. When I took the blade off and looked in the hub, I almost threw up. It was like cotton candy in there, with it's like white cotton candy. Yeah, so I'm never really gonna get that out of my head either with this fan. Sorry, I'm always struggling with the cords. Trying to get the cords out from under the fan. That's like half the battle with these videos. Jeez. The dogs hear me down here. They're just gonna pace around. They're just gonna pace around until I go back upstairs. Anyway, the fan cleaned up okay. As disgusting as it was, it did clean up okay. I don't think I can use it in my house though. There's too much mold and gross stuff in there. I know that there's still like remnants of it in the motor that I couldn't get to, like packed into the windings. The motor actually didn't look too bad. It was pretty decent, but it does have a lot of wear on it. There was some heavy wear spots on the motor shaft, and the rotor and the stator had some heavy wear. The fan's probably about 70% done, I would say. Probably about 70% through its lifespan. Still got some life left though. It runs pretty good. It just rattles, but that has everything to do with these guards. The guards rattle. It's yellowed too. I want to say that was white plastic, and it's heavily yellowed now. It's not too brittle though. It's got flex. It's missing a couple slats. Let's see. It was missing the handle and the speed selector switch that I have replaced with other stuff that I found. So it's got a handle and a switch now. Let's see. One thing I noticed is that the fan seems to be really lightweight. I kind of think that this might be an aluminum cabinet. And the other thing is it kind of looks like aluminum corrosion rather than your typical steel rust. I don't know if it's going to pick up very well, but that looks like aluminum rust. Normally in a steel-bodied cabinet, like if I put WD-40 on rust, it'll turn it into like a really dark brown rust color. But I didn't do that with this. It kind of stayed that light brown color, which makes me think that this is aluminum, as well as just being really lightweight compared to a normal like steel cabinet box fan of this size. It's much lighter. So that's an advantage. The disadvantage to that is if you watched the initial video where I went through the 7 fans the day that I brought them home, this fan, when I turned it on, the blade was obviously hitting something in the cabinet, and I figured out that the fan was squashed a little bit. I think it was this brace right here was bent, was pushed in quite a bit, so the motor was at like a 30-degree angle, as was the blade, and the blade was just hitting the guard or whatever inside of there. So I got that straightened out. It's got a lot of stains that didn't want to come out. A lot of permanent stains. The stains that are still there are there for good. Somebody threw this in the trash. Like I said, the guy that I bought the fans from, he said that these were all trash finds, and I'm not really sure. I mean, unless they threw it away because the brace was bent. They just didn't want to deal with it, I guess. But the fan had clearly never been cleaned or maintained or anything. It was, to me, it was obviously never oiled. But for what it is, it doesn't look too bad. Cleaned up pretty good, as gross and nasty as it was. I am kind of disappointed with the air movement in this. I really like the low speed, but that's about it. After that, it gets noisy and it rattles, and it just doesn't really seem to move a lot of air. But the low speed is decent and it has a nice sound to it. So we'll start with that. The blade's pretty out of balance too. Kind of forgot I plugged it into the meter. So we're running at 124 volts, 83 watts, 0.94 amps, 9.3. I like the low speed. It's moving the air, but not too much, and I like the way the fan sounds. We'll go to medium. pretty nice spin down. So yeah, on high speed, it just kind of feels like the wheels are about to come off. It's too noisy, shakes a lot, doesn't really move enough air to justify all the noise. Low speed is really nice. Medium speed isn't too bad. High is not really worth it, in my opinion, which is pretty disappointing because I was kind of expecting more out of this fan. I don't know why. I look at these on eBay every once in a while, and I'm glad that I never bought one. I mean, I hate to say it, but I am glad that I never ponied up and spent a bunch of money on a fan that I thought was going to move more air than it really does. I believe it's an aluminum cabinet, so I'm not really going to say that it's a cheapo fan. I think it's a high quality fan, but there are some cheap elements to it. I don't know. I just really like the styling of this fan. It's got like a really nice classic vibe to it. I'm probably going to take it to work. It'll fit right in there. It'll fit right in. With the oxidized look, paint splatter. It already looks dirty, even though this thing is as clean as it's been in decades, probably. I was thinking when I was cleaning this thing up, if somebody had to ask me to come up with a generic name for Toastmaster, I would probably call it Toastmeister. That's the one I would submit first, expecting it to get denied. That's a little too on the nose. Probably get sued. Yeah, Toastmeister. That would be my first choice. And if that failed, then I would say Mr. Toast. Is it Toastmaster or Mr. Toast? Can't tell the difference. I would buy a Mr. Toast Box Fan. Give this one a run for its money. So until next time, thanks for watching.